that MSc, IMHR, and TNOU is PCD guidance for the and counseling for the Annamalai University. MSc, he got the applied psychology in 2005 from Annamalai University. Is a MEd in technical technology, Madurai Kamaraj University. Actually, he studied there, and BSc from Madura College, Madurai Kamaraj University. Is now he is the head of postgraduate department of psychology. The American College of Madurai. He is assistant professor, Department of Applied Sciences, Applied Psychology, and University of Tamil Nadu. Assistant professor of department. We got a lot of qualifications, and he is working in for the examinations also, and he got publications, about 30 papers he has already published, webinars and online. He is also doing a lot of lectures on various subjects. He is doing a psychology subject, and now his awards and recognitions. He got a lot of awards, Best Teacher Award, Academic Excellence, and he got this Dr. Abdul Kalam Award also for the mental health program, the promotions. And he is a Sigmund Freud Award, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, and Best Teacher Award. He has won 2019. So the renowned person, and is a great this thing. Now I will request Dr. Suresh to share the screen and give us the technical lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Can I, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Thank you, sir. And it is such an amazing platform for me to being here to share my learnings and experiences with you all. And when I was presenting my session with one of the World Congress, Karupaswamy sir came and asked me, can you come and give on some awareness program? So that is the way I'm connected to this program. And I immediately consented for that. And what was the topic we have to discuss in our platform? That is the thing we discussed. And he told me that, okay, you can come up with that existing title. And I thought that why we have to select the previous one? So we'll come up with a new one. The theme of the particular Environmental Day program, we will take it and then we will give an awareness program. So before getting into my presentation, I would like to record my sincere thanks to that Institute of Engineers India and Tamil Nadu State Center for giving this wonderful opportunity, and the chairman of Dr. Engineer Kannan sir, the chairman of Institute of Engineers, and Engineer K.N. Sivaraju sir, the honorary secretary of Institute of Engineers, and Karupaswamy sir, the honorary secretary, and Engineer D. Gogul sir, for wonderful opportunity to share a bit of my learnings with you all. The topic is very familiar, and some of the components are we are aware about it, and some of them are very interesting. So whatever we are discussing, it is not discussed by today. I can say that even Environmental Day were discussed 100 years back. The same thing we are doing it again and again. And before my session, I would like to make a disclaimer. For ease of understanding, I have included some of the pictures. I given due acknowledgement and credit to all the resources I have collected. And suppose some of the content were missing in the component of acknowledging, please kindly bring it to my notice. In future, I will include in my presentation. Okay. So it is the core theme of today's presentation, World Environment Day. As rightly said by Kannan sir, the chairman of Institute of Engineers, we are celebrating June 5th of every year World Environment Day. And why we are celebrating, it is because of United Nations. There is one program is called Environment Program. They are the one, they fixed a particular day. In a year, we have to celebrate on World Environment Day, in which there are many components were disseminated by different organizations like international level, national level, state level, and local level. The main aim is to create an awareness. Why we have to celebrate World Environment Day? The main ultimate aim is to create an awareness. What is the awareness we have to create? We, the only animal, there are a number of animals are there. Human beings, monkeys, and lions. There are many animals are there. The only animal that degrade the environment is a human being. And we are the one who claim that we are the sixth highest potential person, a knowledgeable person, but we are the one responsible for all the degrade we have done for the earth and for the environment. And these awareness to be created among the people. When we create an awareness, the damage done to the environment maybe comes down. That is an ultimate aim of celebrating World Environment Day. And it will make not only us. Suppose we used to say that there is a word from my parents. Suppose if I do some unwanted behavior in my day-to-day life, and my mom will say that it is very difficult to change your behavior. But it is not for us, it is for the future generation. When we make an awareness about what we can do for them, and definitely we can make a positive change among the children. And the theme, the only one year, actually it is not a 2022 theme. It was nearly 50 years back. 50 years back, the same theme was discussed in Stockholm conference. We are having only 1 year. There are a number of planets are there, but only 1 year we can have where the living organism can survive. And they said that this planet we must preserve and it is our home. And there are many of us, we are thinking we can go to that Mars and we can go to that moon and we can survive that, but actually it is practically not possible. So that's why the theme were discussed not today, it is discussed 50 years before. Interestingly, we are the cycle comes down again, and we are after 50 years, the same theme we are selecting and we are doing an awareness program. And actually, the Stockholm conference was held in 1972, 50 years back at Sweden. The same theme, they take it for this year, because the same place is going to be held, the Sweden, the only 1 year is a theme. What is the main focus of this theme? We have to live sustainably and with harmony with the nature. And we have to know that what is the sustainability, what is harmony. Sustainability is something, I think we all say that the particular term called freedom. What is freedom? Without distracting, without giving any nonsense to other members, we can enjoy. That is called freedom. Sustainability is the thing which gives opportunity to all the living organisms. See, we human beings, for example, the best example we can say about it, when we want to drink a water, I'm having the bottled water, clean water. And when we look at that, the contaminations we have done in our rivers and the pond and the water bodies in almost our places, we are contaminating, and the other animals cannot take and they can have the good water. We human beings, we are taking the borehole and taking. So this is called non-sustainable thing we are doing. Sustainability is equal opportunity to all the members. And harmony. Harmony is something. Excuse me, someone. Yes, thank you. So harmony with the nature is very important. Otherwise, I think there are a lot of disasters will happen. We know the reason for why dinosaurs are not here. It is because we are not harmony with the nature. But when we do that, otherwise, in one point of time, we can say that human beings also will be extincted. And here are some of the issues I'm going to tell you in detail also in my presentation. We human beings are, the populations are increases. When we look at 1947 and 2022, the Indian population, when we are getting independence, is only 30 crore, but now we are 130 crore. Huge changes happening, and not only in India, almost all part of the world. And when the progress of mankind is increased, there are a lot of destructions are going on for the natural resources. We are exploiting the natures. Some of them I can quote that. For example, marine pollution, or we can say that ocean pollution, because there are a lot of climate changes, biodiversity loss, land pollution, and the industrial explosion and using of more vehicles that cause excessive carbon emissions and air pollution, and depletion of flora and fauna. When we want to take more spaces, actually we human beings need only 10 to 10, that's enough. But what we are doing, we want a 2,000 square feet house. In every individual, if they are thinking, for everyone's need, we are having that thing, but everyone's greed, we are not having anything. So because of our greed, and we are making a lot of disaster to our environment. And we in India also, we have conducted many programs for creating creating awareness about protecting the environment and saving the earth. The 45th program of Environment Day celebrated in India. And the theme for that particular year is the big plastic pollution. I hope you all remember in 2018, they announced it. We have to use that reusable polythene papers only. And they given sustainable polythene only have to use that order is given. Almost they captured many of the newspapers. We can come to know that many places they went there and then they captured that one-time use polythene papers. We are aware of it. And the Mahatma Gandhi, his quote is lovely quote. We can understand that what we human beings done to the earth. The earth has enough resources, whatever we need for our needs, for food, water, shelter, water, everything we are having. But it is not having for our greed. It's a it is a very good statement given by Mahatma Gandhi in his speech. And there is one more person, UN Secretary, United Nations Secretary, also pointed out that we are the one being a healthy and well-being component. We are having all the richness of resources. We are having the diverse culture, diverse environmental component, the ecosystem. Whether we are working towards for safeguarding this, and for example, you can meet randomly any 10 person. You ask randomly any 10 person when you meet next 10 minutes or 1 hour, you can ask them, have you done any initiative to save or safeguard the environment? Have you made any attempt to create an awareness about protecting environment? And I can say that, outrightly I can say that out of 10, almost all will say that they have not done anything. Or else 8 to 9 people will say that I am not aware about it, what we have to do. So this is a reality, we have to accept it. And even there is a program in the year, particular year in India also celebrated, there is a program called Life. Life is a program in India when the International World Environment Day was celebrated, the theme is only 1 year. But in India, they said that, our Prime Minister said that we have to call lifestyle for the environmental movement. We have to live in an environment where we have to protect the environment. We have to live the life where it will not harm the existing environmental component. That is a theme for India this year. And there are many levels. It's not only happening in international level. There are many levels we need to participate. For this initiative, 150 countries, they are participated at World Environment Day. Every year, nearly 150 countries. As we all know that more than 200 countries are there. But each year, 150 countries, they are coming and participating for the creating awareness on World Environmental Day. Along with the countries, we can find that most of the NGOs and non-governmental organizations and communities like India Institute of Engineers, like communities, and big corporation companies also, they are coming forward and they are conducting mega events like, okay, they are giving the sapling to that needy. If there is a birthday in anyone, family member, they are asking them to go and preserve the environment where they are living. So these are the initiatives taken at different levels. And I can say that the endangered species, if you take on statistics, I'm going to give on many statistics in my presentation. In a given time, there are many species are endangered. Nowadays, we cannot able to find it, like dinosaurs. And now we are saying that sparrows are not there. Like there are many animals are going to be extincted. We should not be in the list of human beings, also not be in the list of endangered species. And there is one more term is called Anthropocene. So what is that? We human beings are more, we believe that we are the only one element we need to be that existence. We have to understand that we have to create better environment. We are having some good environment. We have to have that mindset that we have to leave this environment as it is to our offsprings, the forthcoming children. And it is an initiative we need to make. When come to men and the nature, so all nations, those are having the pro vision about the countries and environment, they are cooperating and they have the initiative to preserve the biodiversity. And even when you go to any government organization, they are having the policy to preserve the environment what they are having. It is time for nature. And nature is not only for giving oxygen and the live component. There are many benefits, other physical, emotional, social, cognitive, and psychological benefits. Many more is there. And why we are not protecting the environment? We are not having the consciousness about the benefit we are getting from the environment. When we look at that, there is one more statistics I can give here. Many of us, we are for sophisticated life, we are living in cities, and where we are having very less opportunity to have an exposure or connection with nature. And look at that, there are many people who are living very close to green area or villages. when the study, if you take the anger, irritation, many health related problems are very high among the people who are disconnected with the environment. And the people who are very close to the environment, and we can find out their anger level will be very low. It doesn't mean that they are not having anger. It doesn't mean they are having the anger. They are having that stress. But when compared to the people who are in that concrete jungle, and we are having more psychological issues than the people who are living in that very close to the environment. And here we need to make there is an emergency right now in front of us. There are, as I said, these environmental preservation initiative not taken now. This is an initiative by 50 years back, but still we are talking. There is no action. That is the thing. We are again there repeating the theme on only one earth. So the climate is heating. I think there is on record and there is a map you can find out recently. If you if you have the habit of reading the newspaper, they given that there is a rise in that temperature in almost all part of India. And we can find it is because of that there are many elements are eradicated and extinctions are happening right now. And it is because of that. They predicted that suppose if it is on 1 Celsius is increasing, 1 million species will be extincted in the coming year because they are not having the adequate water. If there is no water, the animals and insects will not survive. And we are doing the pollution like not only in land, air, water, everywhere we can see there is a contamination. I'm going to give on alarming statistics for you all. Don't think that we are not at all responsible. We are responsible for this, the marine and ocean pollution. And here, some of the statistics I'm going to bring it to a kind of awareness here. China is the leading pollutant for ocean. And we can see, we can find that where is India? It doesn't mean that if India is not there, we are not making any pollution to the ocean. When compared to the top countries, and we are less than that. But these are the countries they are harming a lot for that ocean pollution. And here, what are the things they are putting for that ocean pollution is learned runoffs and the dumping of oceans, the shipping spills. There is recently a year back, I think so. There is a shipwreck was happening in near Chennai. There is an oil tank filled all over Marina Beach, and we are not having that facility to remove that oil spills. And we have to take from that buckets only if we were witness these things through the different news channels. And airborne emissions, these were the common thing we can see in ocean pollutions. And the biggest pollutant for ocean is on plastics. Plastic bags is nearly 14%. If you pollution is, what is the reason for ocean pollution is on plastic bottles, and the food and confectionery coverage, and what the wrappers, synthetic ropes, and fishing items, the net what they are doing, and once it is on day old, and they will put it in the ocean, and they will many animals you can see which were wrapped by animals, they cannot able to move, and they will die because of that ocean pollution. And these were the things which very commonly things which were polluted in the ocean, and you can see the companies which were dominant in producing these polluted the plastic components. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Nestle, and these were the very, very international brands, and they are the ones who are packing everything in plastic. And when it comes to that, and they may think that they are putting in that the next to the house, they are filling that plastic bottle. Actually, they are dumping in ocean. Many of the places they are dumping, and it causes a lot of thing for harm to our ocean. And here I'm going to give on the statistics about land pollution. Land pollution, you can look at here. And every year, there are many people are, because of the pollution, how many people are dying. India is leading. India, see, it is because of health and hygienic practices we are not following. India, the number of people who die because of pollution is India is very, very high when compared to China. China is the one who are responsible for most of the pollution as per the statistics. But the number of deaths, which is, we are top in that component. And when we take the annual consumption of fertilizers, we know about it. And when you take a handful of sand, it is a study, when you discuss with any agriculture student, they will say that it will be there nearly 22,000 living microorganisms will be there. When you put these fertilizers, what will happen? And everything will be eradicated. At one point of time, we will have the sand which we are not having any nourishments. And you see that number of metric tons we are using for landfills. And here are some of the climate change statistics for you. And this is the thing I received today morning only. And I thought that we are in a safer side because of climate change. 1 billion children were affected. And India is leading here. When you look at here, extremely high risk what we are living here. When there is a change in climate, and who will be most affected? When you look at these pictures, African countries and Asian countries are mostly affected because of climate change. We are in an extremely high risk area. And unless we are not taking, when we think about it, who is responsible for this component? We are not only one person responsible. There are other developed countries are responsible for most of the harm they are doing it for the climate change. But who is the sufferer? We are the only sufferer. The developing and underdeveloping countries are the sufferers because of their pollution is affecting us, and we are not having that. We are not prepared for making initiative for the welfare of the people. And the biodiversity loss I can give here. And what are the components which is what is biodiversity? Biodiversity is something where we are living, we are having almost all the components. Trees, insects, animals, birds, everything must be given equal opportunity. When we do these kind of activities in biodiversity loss, we think that when I cut a tree, what will happen? There are a number of microorganisms and birds will lose their home. When they lost, where they will go? There is no space. Just imagine that when they restrict your house, where will you go? And we will fight for that our rights. But these insects and microorganisms, they are not having any chance for that. So agriculture is responsible for when we take the deforestation. When the population is increases, we need to increase the agriculture lands also. And 80% of global deforestation happening, it is because of forest agriculture process. And food system, we are releasing nearly carbon emissions very high, and agriculture, the freshwater usage for agriculture nearly go to 70%. As we are aware about it, how many percentage of water is on good water? It is only very less percentage, 1 to 2% are good water. And among that 1%, we are using 70% for agriculture use. And there are many the calamities also influencing a lot for our biodiversity loss. And when there is a change and we can able to find out that the production we are getting also comes down, and there are degraded agriculture components we are also receiving. These were the biodiversity loss. And the main reason for biodiversity loss is pollution and the species, invasive species, climate change, overexploitation, and land and other components are responsible here. And here you can see here the decline of Earth biodiversity in different continents. Biodiversity loss is very high in Latin America and Caribbean. We are, we can say nearly 50% only. And when you look at these percentage, the Amazon and the South American countries, we can see there you can find out almost forest, highly forest area, the biodiversity completely spoiled. And these are the statistics you can see. And these are the animals which will be more harmful for that loss of biodiversity. Here are some of the statistics I'm going to let you know regarding air pollution. And how many people are dying because of air pollution? It is nearly 7 million deaths. 7 million deaths. And it is because of the stroke. When we think that I'm not smoking, but my family members got stroke, it is because not because of the person is not smoking. It is because when they go away from the home and when they smoke, the air where which were highly polluted. And in Indian cities, you can see Delhi and the northern, some of the industrial areas are highly polluted airs we are having. When we inhale, and then we are having this kind of problem. Heart diseases, lung-related cancer problems are very high. And look at here, when it comes to air pollution, we are the leading in air pollution. Look, this is the other countries. They are the ones who are emitting more carbon emissions, the developed countries. But look at the statistics. In India is the one, they are highly air polluted. Highly air polluted. And this is a picture I gave the previous one. It is a larger one I given here. Over 2 million people, it is very high. And this pollution kills a lot. And we Indians are more affected because of air pollution. And here there is one more statistic you can see here. Again, more than 40%. The India and African countries are sufferers. And compared to 1995 in 2025, we will be more danger in these components. And in the another statistics here, the population we are using the drinking water, how many percentage we are having the quality water? We are 85% and more. Better, even we are having other pollution. When come to that water component, we are having better level only when compared to other countries. And these are the water pollution. Again, the plastics are the dominant one, like ocean pollution. Plastics are the dominant one, and these are the companies like Distillery water. We think that distillery water has only water. Actually, inside the water, when we maximize it by using the devices, we come to know that the microplastics are more in numbers. Number of microplastics are more. And 93% of water, it shows that there is a microplastics are there. You think that we are drinking water. Actually, we are drinking microplastics. And what are the actions we have to take? As I given that alarming facts about the different the environmental component, we human beings are responsible for degradations. And what are the actions we have to take? And here I'm going to let you. When we make, and for example, when I fell down, there is a scratch and there is a wound in my hand. There are two ways I can able to come out from the wound. One is about I have to take a medicine. The other one is I should not harm the existing wound. And otherwise, if I do something for my wound again and again, and the wound will become a bigger one. So what we can do, there are many alarming harm we have done for our environment. We have to heal the wound what we have done it for our Mother Earth. So one is we are having all the technology. We have to understand our brain not only having that for harming the environment, we are having that all the technology to preserve the environment. That is a very good news in front of us. And this only one Earth is an awareness. We have to come forward. We may make a small initiative. Just imagine that we are in India, 130 crore people are there. Need not be all the members come on for the protection of environment. The 30 crore people come for small steps. Simple thing when they are done for the protection of environment, it has a huge impact in the India level. And how we can manage these actions in different levels. See, when this is a plan of action given by United Nations. When we plan for that, safeguarding the environment where we are living, these are the things we can do. So we are having that in national level, we are having that ministers for Ministry of Environment and Ecology. And they will come up with policies and what are the things, how we can preserve the forest, how we can increase the green cover in that area. When the country is unsustainable, in the beginning, as I said, when we make and claim that when a country is unsustainable, how many percentage of green cover must be that? More than 30%. But as of India, we are less than 30% green cover we are having. But when come to our Tamil Nadu state, it is very, very less, very, very less. And we have to make an initiative to increase the green cover. And it is on policy level, it should be done in national, international, national, state, district level, and city and local level. This is the thing we can plan. Once we have done that, the policy will be made. I can say that almost the government is good enough to framing the policies. When come to the implementation, it is in the hands of the local people. We are the one responsible for preserving the environment and self-supervisions, and we can make an initiative, for example, creating awareness on such an initiative done by Institute of Engineers. It's like same kind of awareness we have to conduct. At least here we are having many people are attending the program. When we know about it, these many harms we have done, for at least we can make 1% to preserve the environment. So the government must take on not only stop with that framing the policy alone, they have to disseminate that manpower for implementing the policy they have taken. At almost all the levels, there is a ministry, they have to appoint the people and they have to make an initiative. And there are a few pitfalls also there. When it comes to that action, there are many countries are saying that they are not having that adequate trained people for preserving that environment what they are having. And why we have to take for profit? As there is a prediction is there, as I said in the beginning, if there is an 1 Celsius increase, 1 million species will be eradicated from our Mother Earth. So if we make an initiative of preserving our environment, our Earth, then we can able to safeguard. And it must be achieved at least 2030, and we can plan for it. And in 2040, when we 50%, we have to 100% we have to achieve in 2040. Here is on conclusion part. I'm having nearly another 10 minutes. I'm going to with you. What are the way we can human being responsible for preserving our environment. So what we can do? Here are some of the things I'm going to let you know. What is the main air pollution component? As I said, when you look at the picture of air pollution in India, in Asia, when you look at the atlas, India has more air pollution. What is the main reason for air pollution in India? We all know that the vehicles industries and industries we need for development. What is the other way? The public transport is okay. But for individual, how many cars are there? I still remember the 2 ways, which were traffic, again the 4-way, again the traffic. Now they are planning for extension 6 ways. Even if they are extending, it will be more cars will be there. And we try to go for sustainable transportation. When we are moving in local places, we have to use that land for cycling, and we have to educate all the people. For example, you are an engineer and you have to educate that your co-workers, your other members, and what is the way we have to preserve the environment, what are the benefit out of environment. When we teach them, definitely they will come forward and they will preserve. And there are many people who are volunteer. Like we can say the today's the webinar session, it is a volunteer initiative by lovely engineers. Otherwise, we cannot have this awareness program. Right? Voluntary. It must come internal. Internally, there is a huge impact, and we can able to make a lot of change in our environment. And again, when we are going to buy something in our market, please go with the cover from your home. Don't hesitate with that. And or else, if you are getting something, if they give it in a plastic packet, and ask them to give it in a sustainable cover, so that we can ensure. At least we can say that. And I think many of us, as I given that, we not the only creature living in the earth. There are many other animals are there, and micro level to macro level. There are many animals are there. We have the skill to take the water, good water from taking the borewell. What about the other animals? And we are very conscious not to contaminate that water bodies where we are living. And it is a very important thing. If you found something is contaminating, we have to say them, don't do that. You are not the only one animal in this planet. There are many others are there. We have to at least consciously we have to be, don't do that. And sustainability is very important thing. And there is a notification we can read in the newspapers. Some point of few months, they will not allow the fishermen go on fishing. Do you know the reason for that? The government will announce it for 1.5 months or 3 months, the fishermen are not allowed to catch the fish in the particular area. Can you give me the reason for that? Anyone? That is the time for breeding. And that time the government will give them compensation to the fishermen. So this is called sustainability. When you want to catch more fish and we have to use sustainability, allow them to breed. Then only we can get more fish. And we human beings are, we believe that when we buy more and more things, we'll be happy. But actually what happiness study is saying that, I don't know how many of you are aware about that India's happiness index ranking. The study was conducted among 140 countries. Happiness index study was conducted among 140 countries. We are the one there in 134th position. 134th position. Think about where we are. And there is one more thing. The environmental degradation. Recently, I think yesterday only there is I found in a social media, India 180th ranking out of 180 countries. That is a sad reality we have to accept it. And we can find that there are a number of ideas there. The young minds are coming with a lot of ideas. I think engineers are there. We can make it that ideas into practical, the machine one. And we can plant a tree. I used to remember when we are living in metros or cities, we cannot able to find that space for planting the trees. But now the vertical gardening is there. And even inside the houses, there are many people, many facilities, many technologies are available. We can have greeneries inside the home. And we can use those technology for making, and that will help us to, as we all know about it, what is the main role of plants? It will absorb carbon dioxide and it will emit oxygen during the daytime. So when we want more oxygen, now there are many instruments are there in, when you go to that Amazon, air purifier, minimum cost is 10,000 rupees. And when there is a problem and we have to pay money. But when we plant, when we have the technology to plant green cover in our home, it is a vertical garden, we can have more purified air, more oxygen we can inhale. And when we can see the glow in our face. And that we can do. We have to minimize that use of chemicals and fertilizers. That we can do. And we have to find out in a way we can use sustainable fertilizer for the agriculture. And long lasting, we can have, there are a number of ideas we can get it from the children's. We think that we are the educated one, we have many ideas. We can go to the schools. If it is in third grade students, that is an ideal age. We can ask them, if there is a degradation, what's your idea? And we can listen to them. And I can give one of the example for that. There was a question asked two set of people. One set of people who are highly educated and another set of people are only third grade children. What are the uses of brick? The same question was asked two different. One is a highly educated group, another third grade, 8-year-old children. We thought that the educated people come up with more ideas, but actually they come up with nearly 14 ideas only by using the brick. But the children with 8 years old, they came up with more than 100 ideas for using the brick. Think about it, and we can use that young mind for coming with more new ideas, and we can use it. And I will add on few more things for as an individual, how we can contribute. We have to raise our voice. Wherever you found that someone is harm for the environment, harm for the earth, they are doing something wrong to the environment, we can at least raise your voice in social media. At least. That is the only thing we can able to make the government aware about it. Yes, there is something is going on and we have to make an action. And second one is, see, every individual we can influence in different way. One is on here is on we can advocate change. So there are we are having a group of people. I still remember the youngsters, and not only youngsters, there are many associations and groups are there, and they can when they come to know that there is an emergency on climate change, the biodiversity and air pollution, and they can make an oath. Yes, I want to make small contribution for that, the initiative. Along with the government, I can make a better ecosystem for that, all the living organisms. With that, we can advocate, we can be able to make and start the discussion. Like what we are doing is discuss with your friends how we can preserve the environment. And one of the idea we can able to do that we can do. And Abdul Kalam is an initiative of 1 crore sapling that need to be in almost all over India. And Vivek had taken that initiative and it nearly reached 70% as per my knowledge. We can able to contribute at least. We can buy the plant and we can give to the volunteers who are willing to plant saplings. So discuss with the other members how we can able to work out for that. Ask actions. The government will not make any actions unless we ask. When you found that to a local level, state level, district level, or national level, there are policies are there. You can read it and you can write a mail to them. What are the actions you have taken for this academic year? How the money is allotted for that environmental protection? How effectively used? You can write an RT that we can ask for the action is from our individual side, or we can from that association, from the group of members, we can able to make and campaigning like what we are doing, creating awareness, campaigning. As a group of members, we can create how we can plan for sustainable urban areas and how we can preserve the green covers and how we can able to use the public transport. Why people are not going for public transport? Why they are prefer for individual transport is because they feel uncomfortable and the existing system is not good. When we make a change, definitely they will choose that pathway. And finally, the last one, spread the knowledge. When you know, I still remember there is a person in Chennai. You can also Google it, and he is not a Tamilian, he's a Singh. And he is having nearly almost all the plants in his house alone. And he said that he will go for purchase of vegetables very rarely. Almost all the vegetable requirements he harvests from his house itself. And that YouTube is very popular. When you know about something, we can make that sustainable living. We try to follow and make a change in your family members, make a change in your friends, and that will help a lot of change in our environment. With that, I can stop my presentation. I hope this awareness program will make some impact on your knowledge, and this will help you to make from your side the spark inside you to make an initiative to preserve the environment. With that note, again, I thank the Institute of Engineers organization for giving the wonderful opportunity, like Engineer Kannan sir, Engineer Sivaraj.
I want to interpret. Actually, there are two institutions are there in this. One
Yes.
is of engineers and another one is Institute of Marine Engineers.
Okay.
Our chairman also joined there, Mr. Vakil, our vice
Okay.
chairman is there, and our past chairmen and some of the marine engineers also joined in this program.
Oh, sorry, sir. I'm not having that detail. That's why I'm not.
Yeah, that's right. That the relief actually we have made it little late one, so that we want to combine, because the pollution is common to both the
Yes.
marine engineers and land engineers. That's why
Yes.
I combined it both, and then a lot of people from marine also they have joined.
Yes.
I think that is the one. You can continue now, please.
Yeah, I given the very layman perspective. I'm not given in detail. Based on that available information, what we can able to make individual level. There are many initiatives that are there at group level, state level, and we can make. And I can say this is an amazing initiative. We can able to make there is an indoor gardening. I don't know how many of you are aware about snake plant. I will conclude my session with the final research study. A single snake plant in a room, you may think that what kind of impact it will make. A group of researchers, they conducted what they found that a single plant inside the room, it has huge impact on our mental health. And sometimes we can able to see that there is an emotional imbalance. Every one of us, we are grieving for that. We cannot able to say something. When we are close with these, when you watch the green, and it has a huge impact on our physical health and emotional health. The studies found that in an environment where in a one kind of setup, the patients not having an opportunity to view the nature. And another set of patients, they had an opportunity to view the nature. And they found that what kind of behavioral changes happening to these two set of patients. What they found that the people who had an opportunity to view the trees and nature covers, and they are more cordial with the doctors and the nurses. And their recovery from that illness is very quick. On the other hand, the people who are not having that opportunity and they were very in a closed circle and they are having less compatible with the health workers and their recovery from the illness takes longer period of time. These are the few findings of making a small plant in a room has huge impact on our physical health as well as mental health. With that, I can stop here. If any questions or any inputs, any suggestions, it is open to all. We can have a discussion right now. Thank you, sir. Again, thank you both associations for giving the wonderful opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel very happy that I have attended the meeting. It's very wonderful, sir. I know you as a great educationist, a researcher, and also what I can say, the psychologist. But now you proved yourself as a great environmental. Sir, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You have thrown a light to all the people how much importance we have to give to planted tree. But anyway, it's a very well-known topic. But your presentation is so nice that I attended the meeting from the beginning till the end. I haven't left out any words, sir. Thank you so much. And congratulations to you, sir. Your English also very good. Your presentation is also very nice. In a very full flow you have given. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful session. Thank you. Thank you, the management. I am Dr. Selvi from Vellore College of Education, Government College of Education. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to add on one more information here. There is a call, environmental psychology is very popular, ma'am. How we can use environment for that mental health or well-being of an individual. It is very popular, ma'am. It is an emoji. I hope in future we may have an MSc in environmental psychology.
Okay. You proved yourself another time, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am. Sweta.
So Suresh, actually, you touched upon the motion pollution. Okay, for the Institute of Marine Engineers, we are all at that ocean pollution. And when you are talking about the environmental monitoring, environmental your supervision, environmental law enforcement, in ocean pollution also, they got a lot of things in this. Environmental monitoring is there, and environmental supervision is there, environmental law enforcement is there. We have got Merchant Shipping Act, and we got International Maritime Organization is on that actually in the marine pollution, oil pollution, air pollution, noise pollution, and this chemical pollution. There are various pollutions are controlled by the International Maritime Organization. Actually, when you are talking about this and land pollution, you can add up little more about this so that it will attract the marine pollution also.
Yeah, sir,
This is
you
my
are,
suggestion.
yes, sir, you are more experienced and you are in the field and you know far, far better than. And my
So,
my
what
takeaways are from theory components, sir. And
I'm telling is when you are doing this one, for even for the other engineers, instead of engineers, more world engineers, they should know about what the marine engineers they are doing. Actually, you can talk to them when you are talking. Of course, our technical lectures are coming more this thing, but it should be known to people that what all the things are done in controlling the ocean pollution. That is what I just wanted to suggest you. Thank you so much for your kind words. Sir, our group, any other questions, sir?
so there are few of them are in the rise, Ms. Sweta and Saravana Chandra.
Can you hear me, Suresha? This is Chandra
Yes,
here.
yes, Chandra, Dr. Chandra, yes.
A very well presented topic. Congratulations, Suresha, for bringing out these thoughts. And more than a psychologist or a researcher, I know you as a nature lover. I can see the involvement that you take in, caring so much about nature. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole presentation, sir, but I've got something to say as my opinion here.
Yes.
And you rightly pointed out that every individual has to take care in the environmental protection and all. So what I personally believe is like when we step out of the house, it is the environment, sir.
Yeah.
So personally, we all talk about environment and we think it is someone's concern. So what I would like to request or what I would like to take it up for myself is like three important things that anyone can take over is like when we are preparing our garbages to be sent out of the house, it is very important that you organize and send it out, sir, so that we can avoid the pollution outside and we can protect it. And what I would say is like, I will completely agree with what Nagaswamy sir said. Regarding the ocean pollution, I think we should take concern about not polluting the beaches with plastic bags, tins, and cans. So if we are visiting the beaches, if we take responsibility in bringing that back home and distributing it properly, then I think, so in each and every step we do, we have to take so much care, and from there, the environment is getting protected. Finally, what my wish is like, instead of talking what we have to do to protect environment, I would wish for a day to talk about what we did to protect our environment. So thank you so much, sir. It was a nice show.
Thank you, Chandra. From I think she's an agricultural background and she's right now in UK. And when I see the pictures of your updates, I'm also amazed. And everywhere the camera when they put, it looks like where we can able to click. But in India, we have to find that fix the frame. So they have taken that policy level into grassroots level in better manner. That's why they are having better environment, I think. Thank you, Chandra, for the valuable inputs.
Good evening, sir. Can I say a few words on?
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. Dr. Suresh, sir. It was a wonderful and really very, very informative deliberation given by you. It is well structured, sir, with good videos and a lot of information you explained in a very nice, simple way, sir, where we can protect our environment and including all, including marine, and our forest, all the things in all round, ecosystem, we can protect them. Actually, this awareness camp today, what you have taken, like this, we should have to conduct many awareness camps, sir, until unless it becomes a conditioned, like B.N. Skinner says, when you condition your mind, then only you can do it on a sustainable basis and consistently you can do. So that is what I need. Like this session should be more, on this our biodegradation and how to protect our motherland. So, and I think it starts with us. If we are not going to protect our motherland, then our children are going to suffer a lot in future, sir. Whatever. Today we are amassing a lot of wealth for us and for our children. Instead of amassing wealth, I will say you amass resources and leave them, sir, so that they will live happily, sir. This is my word, sir. Thank you for giving me opportunity.
Thank you, Shivakumar. I just request Mr. Sivasubramanian, sir. You can.
Yeah. Okay. Dr. Suresh Kumar made a
எங்களுடைய மண்ணின் மைந்தர்னு சொல்லலாம். மதுரை. So you made a good presentation. Now every forum I used to tell, entire for the audience also telling, environment the sound pollution, nobody is giving attention.
Yeah.
What is the level also has not been specified. How many dBs has to be specified? What is the frequency level? How spectrum has to be maintained? Or noise pollution polluted city la irunda அவன் சீக்கிரமே செத்து போயிடுவான். இதை nobody understands. We are talking about earth pollution, water pollution, dust pollution. இதெல்லாம் we are taking care of. Air pollution பத்தி the entire our UNICEF, WHO has not given much importance என்னுடைய concern.
Yes.
Otherwise, we are taking care of 80 to 90% of the conservation of the pollution we are taking care of. This we should give an attempt. Then only urban area people can live with healthy and peacefully. That's my concern.
For your information, in the marine, this noise pollution and air pollution is very, very important control over there. That is what they are doing in the International Maritime Organization. Even in the our marine this is one of the this thing, noise pollution and air pollution has to be controlled, and they got some levels on that, and they are implementing on that one on the ships and the other places. That is the small information for the ocean pollution. Like now, you can answer Suresh for Sivasubramaniam sir.
Actually, it is an the new area. Even I too had an input on that, sir. I found that there are many pollutions, sir, nearly 13 to 14. But when I got an input from Karupasamy sir, and he highlighted we can focus on these components. That's why he limited within 40 minutes what are the area we can able to focus. Definitely will come up with. I strongly agree with you, sir. I can say that there is one more study. When we look at the age of, as per my psychological input, sir, if the age is 40 plus, sound pollution is a highly harmful for them. And when we look at them, the sound is an explanatory. They beyond the control, their behavior highly changes. They will be more aggressive. Only because of the noise pollution. Definitely we can understand these things when we want to make more sustainable psychological environment in the workspace, and we get focus on that one, sir. Lovely input, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir. Sir,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Suresh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Initially, we discussed a few things
Yes.
for the today's present. But you have done exhaustive presentation today. You did a very Madurai local center touched, tell you one example. In BHL, when I joined BHL, we were used to assemble the segments in the circular saw by manual riveting. That was creating a very high noise pollution. People were not to do work in the surrounding areas. So we thought we have to do some mechanization. Like that, we searched all over India, and we are able to identify one riveting machine. By that, we are able to reduce the noise pollution enormously, and the people also happily working in the surrounding area people. So like that, in urban areas, the vehicles are producing a lot of noise, For that, we have to make some up. That is the point our German Madurai local center, Mr. Sivasubramaniam touched. But anyhow, you did excellent presentation. Last 1 week, and more or less, we are going on watching this kind of environmental topic presentation.
Yes.
But your presentation is today entirely different. We could be able to get very useful and a new information from you. So thank you very much for your nice presentation today we had. Thank you once again.
Actually, you are the
Thank
one
you,
who
thank
given that roadmap for my presentation, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else? Any questions?
Yes, sir. Yes. Good evening, everyone present here. Wonderful presentation, Suresh sir. As always, I have attended many webinars given by you, and this is another incredible session. So this is the engineers platform. Like myself, also I'm a computer science engineer, and the engineer create the devices to prevent pollution or to measure the pollution, and knowing the concept about the psychology aspect about the environment. So the more advancements we can bring in this aspect. So it is a wonderful presentation, sir. Thank you so much for this awareness platform. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else?
Dr. Suresh, you can also add, in addition to the air pollution,
Yes, sir.
EMI related pollution. EMI related pollutions. How do you control it? It is going to harm the earth, livings and others. ஏன்னா ஒரு இடத்துல வந்து இப்போ சப்போஸ் 100 டவர் செல்போன் டவர் வச்சிருந்தாங்கன்னா அந்த ஏரியா இஸ் ஹைலி EMI polluted. அந்த பொல்யூஷனுக்கு வாட் இஸ் த ஸ்பெசிஃபிகேஷன்? ஹவு டு ரெடியூஸ் இட்? ரெடியூஸ் பண்ண முடியாது, செல்போன் கேட்காது. ஹவு டு கண்ட்ரோல் இட்? அது நமக்கு என்ன பெர்மிசிபிள் லெவல்ல இருந்தா நம்முடைய லைஃப் எக்ஸ்பெக்டன்சி வில் பி மோர். அத some study you can
definitely sir. I will find that reviews and then I will include my future presentation.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
Mr. Suresh, like our Subramanian sir touched,
yes sir,
you can also add the IT infrastructures and batteries are used, and just like that they are letting it out, no?
E-waste.
E-waste
yes.
regulations also you have to include.
Yes sir, I'll
Yeah. Thank you.
Kumar sir, and
So Shanai, any question from our marine side? Shanai? Suresh, Shanai? Suresh?
No sir, nothing.
Okay.
thank you sir.
Kumar?
Sir Kumar.
Yes sir.
Sir, regarding this air pollution, people are talking too much, right?
Yes sir.
Right. But they are not, even the government, they are not worried generally for the public awareness. They are simply creating it. But they are worried about only the industrialization. Now they are talking on the pollution of the vehicle pollution, right?
Yes.
Air pollution due to vehicle.
Yes.
Now old vehicle, they are putting in 15 years restriction and all these things. For making the vehicle, how much air pollution created? Nobody is declaring it, right?
Yes sir.
Then what about the battery? Creating the battery, how much is created? In addition to that, if you see this, earlier we are using the vehicles. They're talking much on the people, the consumption of the petrol.
Yes sir.
Some vehicles are giving even 75, 80, 90. Some initially they are declaring even 105. I think some CT 100. These vehicles are all giving like
105 sir.
But the government is permitting high-ended vehicles which may give even less than 5 kilometers per liter.
True sir. True.
Right?
Yes sir.
Yep. Normally, new vehicle in a small segment, they are giving 20 kilometers per liter. Right?
Yes sir.
In the old, if it is going age, it may come around even 15, or some city driving, it may come to 12.
True, sir.
But people simply talking on vehicle, old vehicle, that is destroying the old vehicle, deconditioning of the old vehicle, only they are talking. But that means these people, the industry, the manufacturers of vehicle, they are lobbying the government and putting a lot of conditions. Earlier also, if you see this in earlier days, the cost of vehicle almost only 6,000 or 7,000, right?
Yes,
the
sir.
same vehicle now 60,000. For example, we see the Vespa and all that.
Yes. More than that.
Simply because of putting logic and all that, these people are increasing the cost. But it is really giving benefit to the public or pollution, I don't find much. If you are seeing, nothing is energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. One thing is created, another is gone. One way we are saving the pollution, another way it is creating the pollution. So people are not talking really on pollution. They are much worried about the industrialization, job opportunities, that's all. That is the reality.
Sir, I totally agree with you, sir. I can come up with one of the statement I heard in 2002 when I was doing my UG, where there is an awareness program. They said that we should use no plastics. And one of the students, school student asked, sir, who is manufacturing polythene bags? And everyone told that it is by private companies. Why don't you ask the consumers? Why don't you ask the producers to stop that? Because they are the ones who are making it large numbers. And
That's all. That is the condition. Only the government asking the people, see, even for illicit and all that, illicit liquor and all that, something coming. Okay. People simply say, சாராயம் குடிக்கிறது illicit சாராயம் குடிக்கிறவனை பிடிக்கிறான். ஆனா காய்ச்சறவனை பிடிக்கிறானா பிடிக்கிறது இல்லை. அவனை பிடிச்சான்னா 100 பேர் குடிக்கிறது, ஒரு ஆளை பிடிச்சா ஒரு 100 பேர் குடிக்கிறது மிச்சம். அதே மாதிரி பிளாஸ்டிக் பேன் வந்து ஃபேக்டரியிலே பேன் பண்ணாங்கன்னு வச்சுங்களேன். டோட்டலி எவ்ரிதிங் செட்டில்டு. இவங்க சும்மா என்ன சொல்லிட்டு இருக்காங்க, நீங்க யூஸ் பண்ணலன்னா மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க, யூஸ் பண்ணலன்னா மேனுஃபேக்சர் பண்ண மாட்டாங்க. யூஸ் பண்ணா நமக்கு கன்வீனியன்ட் வரும்போது வேற வழி இல்லை, நம்ம அவைலபிள் நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணிடுறோம். That is the reality.
Sir, the theme of this today's program is on 50 years back we are using only one earth, and we are using that the awareness made in 2022, 2002 and 2022, same thing are happening. We are focusing on the consumers don't use plastics. We are not asking that manufacturers don't produce manufacturing that polythene bag.
Your presentation excellent, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kannan. Thank you, Mr. Suraj. I am leaving the meeting.
Oh, yes, sir. We are going to conclude, sir. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think no more questions, sir. I think we can conclude the session, sir. Sir, you are on mute, sir.
Kannan, sir. Kannan, sir.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. No other questions. I'll request our Sivaraju, Honorary Secretary, to say a word of thanks.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay. Sir, good evening to all fellow engineers. On behalf of the Institution of Engineers India, Tamil Nadu State Center, I thank our chairman, Engineer Kannan sir, who graced us his presence and support. I would also like to thank our respected speaker, Dr. M. Suresh Kumar, Head, PG Department of Psychology, the American College, Madurai. The talk is very informative and useful to all of us. Thank you, Speaker, sir. Dr. T.M. Gunaraja, Past President of IEI, Engineer R. Ramadas, Immediate Past Chairman, Iei Tnsc, Dr. S. Karupusamy, sir, Joint Honorary Secretary, Iei Tnsc, Engineer D. Gokul, Joint Honorary Secretary, Iei Tnsc, Engineer Sanjeev S. Vakil, Chairman, IME, Chennai Branch, Engineer S. Kannan, sir, Honorary Secretary, IME Chennai Branch, State Council Member and Division Council members, committee members, and all local center chairmen and members of IEA and IME for their presence and support for successful completion of this webinar, World Environmental Day 2022, theme Only One Earth. I must thank the organizing team to make this Zoom meeting a grand success. Once again, I would like to thank all very much. Thank you, sir.
Sir, you are on mute, sir. Kannan, sir, you are on mute.
Sir, Suresh, sir.
Thank you very much, Karupusamy.
Once again, thank you, sir. Suresh, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Excellent. Excellent.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you.